Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hell yeah, I guess the ad worked or the thumbnail converted. So I'm not here to waste anyone's time. This is for entrepreneurs and business owners that are looking to get in the best shape of their life without sacrificing productivity. So in this video, I'm going to share the proven methods that increase testosterone, and they're designed to make you more capable to make more money. So I believe in preemptive healthcare. So what does that mean? It means I'm going to make you harder to kill, both physically and metabolically. So let's jump into it. So a little bit about myself, not to sound too self-aggrandizing here, but I consider myself an elite practitioner. So I don't rely on theory alone. It's hard to teach it if you can't do it. A lifetime of dedication to athletic pursuits and self-education has granted me a wealth of experience to draw from for the benefit of my clients. I like to say that I listen to the 3-hour exercise science podcast so you don't have to, or my clients don't have to. I combine functional medicine and peer-reviewed protocols with physical training that optimizes for muscles, mobility, and abilities. My personal overarching mission is to scale preemptive healthcare to the global masses, to be an authentic voice of reason in a co-opted industry, to inspire possibility, living in private, what I preach in public. So I don't do weight loss, I do transformations. In my humble opinion, I believe that a body that can do everything well is more impressive than a body that can do one thing really well. So I like to say I'm not the best at anything, but I'm kind of good at everything. Or you could say kind of shitty at everything. So yeah, I believe in specialization is for ants. It's boring, inefficient for overall elite fitness. We want to max out all attributes. And I will go into greater detail about what the hell that means in the near future. So this is a picture of me with GSP, Canadian royalty. This is one of my primary ethos. I believe that you need to select passions and challenges that will make the training fun, that you keep coming back for forever. I try to push martial arts as the vehicle for self-development, and I try to add friends and for brotherhood and accountability. So my theory is the wider the foundation, the taller the tower, so we do it all. So traditional training is one-dimensional, focusing solely on one or two physical disciplines. We may go slower, but we go further. So I aim for all 9 of the physical adaptations. So there's 3 different endurance-based ones. There's power, there's total strength, there's speed, there's proprioception, which I will get into much greater detail later on. So I kind of figured it out in 2022, how to balance the training, to be able to maintain that much muscle while still maintaining that level of leanness, while still maintaining athleticism, while not burning out. So I figured it out. It took a lot of iterations. I went from being extremely skinny and extremely bulky. I tried many things over the last 15, 20 years, and now I've kind of hacked it. I figured it out. And as you can see, for the last 4 to 5 years, I've maintained the same physique, and I'm 36. So I should be declining, but I'm actually getting better every year so far. Knock on wood. So yeah, sustainable lifestyle equals consistent results. We do uncommon things and we yield uncommon results. So who is this for? This is for business owners, professionals, founders that sold their company and they just need something to pour themselves into. You're bored now. What are you going to do? The existential angst isn't going to go anywhere. If you have a stressed out lifestyle, you're financially free but physically shackled. You've neglected your health and your athleticism. And this is for people that are mentally prepared to change their habits. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to make some degree of sacrifice and change if you want to be different than what your current flesh suit is allowing you to experience. So those are seeking permanent change. My shit is designed to be permanent. That is the main thing. If you can get consistent, the game's over. You won. So this is also for busy people, people with multiple demands on their time, and people who are not looking for a get fit quick scheme. This is not a tummy tea 30-day challenge shit. It's some real shit. A desire to unlock their physical potential and maintain it as long as possible. That is what I want for everyone. So let's get into some case studies. Even billionaires make time for fitness. In fact, I would say they prioritize it more as they age. Here's a Naval quote: "A fit body, a calm mind, and a house full of love. These things cannot be bought, they must be earned." Look at Zucks. His transformation might be the most impressive. This soy boy right here turned into an MMA fiend on the right. Crazy changes. And his results do align with my ethos of using martial arts as the vehicle to push the overall fitness to new heights. And as you know, once this guy started to get into martial arts, Instagram and Meta seem to have a lot more free speech. So some would say that increased testosterone might equal increased free speech. Look at another older gentleman here who is a prime example of someone who hits all the modalities and has a balanced training regimen. They can afford a lifestyle that most 7-year-old men could only dream of. So look at him living his best life. Telegram CEO. This guy went from receding hairline, programmer's body, to curated Instagram photos and shirtless yoga pics with ripped abs. And yeah, he might have visited Turkey, but he definitely got his health in order to have a transformation to that degree. So he might not have social media, but I would wager his Tinder, Hinge, and Grindr would be bumping after that transformation. Zero to hero. Revenge of the Nerd strikes again. Chamath looks better now than he did 20 years ago. Look at this. This man brought his tattoos, abs, and his beautiful wife to the White House. Gotta admit, he looks a lot better. And he bagged a baddie. Good for him. I love how the All In podcast his friends always make fun of him for having a hot wife, and he's just average. Anyways, moving on. Look at it. When a man looks better at 60 than he did at 30, he's clearly changed some habits. So unlimited money wasn't enough for Jeff. He wanted unlimited biceps, Latinas, and health. And best believe he gets that. Look at my boy Dan Martell, from fat to fat stacks. Crazy transformation. Very impressive. This guy's selling fitness and entrepreneurship as one. And I align with that ethos. I agree. Here's a stark reminder of why biological age matters. So we have Ari Emanuel, and then we got Elon. Elon hasn't seen sunlight. I don't even know. That is fluorescent white. That man needs vitamin D. His testosterone is probably around 400, I would assume. Keeps pumping kids, though, so who knows. Anyways, you need to be alive to spend more money. Dana likes to spend. He got his health in order to spend more. Look at him. Crazy transformation. It's amazing what a little bit of TRT and a healthy diet and the right methylated vitamins can do. Shout out Gary Brecka. All right, let's get into some personal case studies. So Project Jared and Project Jamie made me exceptionally proud. And Jared, for the degree of change, he lost over 100 pounds. And Jamie, for the speed of change, it was fairly drastic in about 7 months. So before, damn, I got Jamie like that. And I turned him into this in 6-7 months. Very, very impressive transformation. So this is a quote from him. Life-changing experience. I came to lose my belly fat and gain some muscle. Now I'm doing things I never thought possible while doubling my income, energy, and focus. This guy attributes a lot of his business success to me getting him doubled his testosterone levels in 7 to 8 months. So I'll take it. I can't take the credit for it, to be honest. He did all the work. But I had a small part in getting him there by getting his health in order. His confidence went up. His jawline changed. Literally. The degree of inflammation that he had prior from eating all the Lucky Charms and the bullshit that he thought was just part of a regular human diet, it all changed. You can see it. Look at that jaw. Anyways, he went from chronically inflamed, 20 pounds of fat, hated his angles and calls, multiple chins, to no inflammation, a newfound love of his side profile, and one chin. Very impressive. Luca lucked out when he found me. Before, he had the engineer body combined with that dirty, bulking bodybuilding body. But yeah, he was eating the meal preps, complete with the plastic Tupperware. He hated his life. After 8 months of following the HJK protocol, man looks like he's on TRT. And he's natty, 100%. I know this guy. So, very impressive changes, I must say. All right, Jared. Now this one, crazy. Little thick, very thick. He lost 100 pounds and up 100 aura. My dude. So now, you might ask yourself, why should I get in ridiculously good shape? So apart from increasing your testosterone levels the natural way, testosterone is the primary hormone that will influence all of the following benefits. So I'm going to jump into all the things that you may have or may not have thought of. So first, mental focus. So improving your speed and ability to weigh the cost-to-benefit analysis when making decisions is priceless. So if you are a chronically tired and burnt out founder, owner, or professional, how much more impactful would you be in your business with longer bouts of deep work and improved decision making skills? These attributes may have an unquantifiable ROI, but clarity of thought is clearly priceless when compounded over a lifetime. So training the body has a profound influence on the mind. If you want better thought processes, get better physical processes. For some reason, we like to think that our mind and body are separate entities. You cannot separate the brain from the body. They are intrinsically linked. So if you increase blood flow and insulin sensitivity, you improve your cognitive function. If the body performs better, the brain performs better. They are linked. Simply put, an elite level of mental acuity compounded over a long enough time horizon will actually increase in just simply a better life. Status. Everybody wants status. You don't need a Ferrari when you look and move like one. You spend your entire life in one body, you better make it a comfortable state. So if you're a high achiever who's missing one thing in their life, an impressive physique, you want to set a good example for your family and peers. We live in a status-driven world, so flexing a new flesh suit is a unique differentiator. Even the billionaire class know an elite physique can't be purchased, only earned. Mate selection. One of the most important decisions in your life is going to be who you select as your life partner. So do you want to increase your mate selection and retention? The global dating market is competitive. Financial security is enough to attract the upper echelons of humans. If you want that baddie, it's not going to hurt to be jacked. So be undeniable. Just make it easy. Check looks off the checklist. Just set yourself up for success out there. I hear it's rough with these single people out there. So even in nature, aesthetics equal mating attention. So attract the gender you prefer. Being less fat will never get you less laid. And if marriage is the goal, be the one who picks, never settling. Add to your personal selection of freedoms. Get the mate that you want, attract, keep it, have a family, do whatever you want. All right, moving on. Self-image. So self-love is the first love. We can't pour from an empty cup. If you love yourself, you can love others better. So do you hate how you appear in pictures and videos? So save plastic surgery. The only way to change your facial features is to lower your body fat and lower inflammation. So you're going to reveal those cheekbones, those jawline. You can't change your genetics, but you can max out what your mama gave you. So fall in love with your side profile. Turn every side into your good side. Save money on designer clothes. You've heard about fuck you money, but I've heard of you the fuck you body. So you can have a designer body and a $20 t-shirt. Would you prefer it to say Laura Piano on the tag or filled out in the right places? My ethos is why not have both? So physical freedom. So one day your quads won't be strong enough to get you out of your favorite chair. Let's push that day as far away as possible. You know what health feels like? It feels like lightness. Everything from ranging from taking your body up the stairs to the weights to the kids to luggage and groceries. Pharmaceutical intervention is not an ideal long-term strategy. True freedom is free from drug dependencies. Exercise is the expense of dopamine. It has to be paid for in sweat equity. A pill is cheap dopamine, and nothing is more expensive in the long run than cheap dopamine sources. There is no biological free lunch. You can't medicate yourself out of a lifestyle problem. You want to feel amazing in all aspects, free from reliance on substances for focus and pain-free function. Choose your hard. Exercise and nutrition is easier than dependency and disease. If everything in the body is working well, it is much easier to conquer what life throws at you, including disease and closing the next deal. Build yourself a new, more resilient flesh suit, free from limitations, weakness, and pain. Literally become more comfortable in your skin. Once your well-being baseline is sufficiently raised, you never want to regress. You get addicted to feeling amazing, which seeps its way into improving every facet of your life. And unknown places that only you can discover. You don't know what you don't know yet. The work doesn't get easier. You simply get stronger. Headaches, anxiety, depression, lower back pain, fatigue, always sick, weak immune system. Nah, not for us. We don't want that. Confidence. Belief changes things. A newfound sense of power helps you advocate for yourself in regular life and in your business dealing. A direct correlation with increasing testosterone will make you more prone to confront people that are not pulling their weight. Like you'll be able to handle the tougher conversations. Your posture and body language introduce you before you speak a word. You literally walk different with strong legs and a mobility regimen. Possess the body language that begets respect. Make it reflexive. Peak metabolic health and physicality will bleed into all aspects of your life. in ways you can't know it until it happens. Confidence and presence are the foundation for receiving respect. And who doesn't want more of that drug? All right, longevity. Later on in life, we have more money than time. It would be a shame to not be able to spend it properly. Do you want to stay playful and do fun things around the world into your golden years? Health span over lifespan. What good is a long life that is limited by disease and weak legs? Strive to be a longevity slut who wants to extract as much from life as possible, traveling with no fear of stairs, taking sturdy steps, and hiking with ease all the way to the sunset views. Life is losing things. We go through it losing girlfriends, friends, family members, memory, and abilities, but we don't give them up without a fight. Lifespan is nice, but health span is better. Improving the quality of your time alive is crucial to a fulfilled existence. We are training to hold on to the things we love. I want to play my favorite sports, throw my nephew, maintain my autonomy and physical independence as long as possible. Every day I train, I feel like I'm fighting for every inch of my physical capability. So train to not lose the things you love. Use the fear of the future to generate energy in the present. Mortality and entropy cannot be avoided, but it doesn't hurt to postpone it through intensive exercise. Sarcopenia begins at 30. Cellular degradation begins in your teens, and once you lose your fast twitch muscles, they never come back. You can maintain in some disciplines and progress in others. The point is that you refuse to go gentle into that good night. So I've planned my training in 5-10 year structures. Like when I can't do ninja kicks and stuff, I'm going to double down on the yoga and the strength training and the jiu-jitsu. You got to have a plan. So we're going to live a long time if you follow the hard to kill protocols. So relationships. Your relationship with the world starts with your health. Do you want to improve interpersonal relationships and how you interface with the world? Other than yourself, who would benefit from you becoming a more patient, kind, calm human being? Our colleagues, family, friends, and strangers most likely would. You can literally fight your demons. Martial arts training is top-tier therapy and very affordable. In general, if you hit things, lift things, peak your heart rate, and practice yoga, you will be much less of a dickhead. It's harder to hold on to anger and sadness when your nervous system is regulated and your body is exhausted. Improve how you interact with the world and watch how it responds. Move through life with balance and grace. Intercourse is an evolutionary biological imperative. Our DNA demands it. The vast majority of humanity enjoys sex. So why wouldn't you want to improve the experience and your performance? Your health directly influences your fertility, a major issue in Western society these days. So from the bedroom to the boardroom, there's a sex calculation here. There's hip mobility, posterior strength, endurance equals improved motion of the ocean plus libido plus maximum strike ROM, range motion. A better erection is never a bad thing. So 1 in 5 men or after 35 need a dick pill today. That's crazy talk. Motility of your little swimmers is key. So train like Michael Phelps. It helps. Fertility rates are suffering. Don't be a stat. Self-expression. Not everyone needs to be a combat athlete, but everyone can benefit from learning to throw a punch. Confidence to speak your truth comes from physical presence and combat ability. You'll be less of an asshole if you are comfortable with yourself. It allows you to be the bigger person, figuratively and metaphorically. If you aren't fearful, you can truly be yourself. You can be kind and patient even when others aren't. I never lie because I don't fear anyone. People only lie when they're afraid. John Gotti. He's a G. As cliche as it sounds, big biceps and an upper chest shelf will help your mind. Self-doubt is a poison you share with others. Combat it with bigger muscles. Establishing a belief system in being able to handle oneself physically can literally make you a slightly better person. No fear of confrontation can definitely help you advocate for better terms on the deal, which you will hear me say all the time. So, stress mitigation. We talk a lot about risk management and not nearly enough about stress management. Stress is the silent killer. How many years and how much quality of your life does it steal from us? Nothing in nature can survive in a flight or fight state for long without dire ramifications. High cortisol, you might see that trending on IG right now. Oh, and that's the next point. High cortisol influences weight gain, plus a cascade of other cardiovascular issues. We must recover as hard as we train. Stress can interfere with your sleep, which is the holy grail of recovery. Learning to breathe properly and regulate your nervous system is a skill. The serene energy after a yoga practice is always available to us. We just have to tap into it. Shout out to Brahma, my yoga teacher, for that quote. Even in traffic, when the business is burning and your partner your partner is bitching at you, you can always tap into that energy. If you attack your workouts with ferocity, you will be unbothered by the stressors in regular life, especially if you partake in any form of martial arts training. Personally, I've been chilled out for about a decade now. So literally when I started training martial arts and doing yoga, I've been chilled. So setting an example. Leaders lead by example. They set the tone and they establish the minimum standard. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Be worth imitating. Your family, friends, and colleagues will witness your improvements and habits. Let it rub off on them. Setting an exemplary standard for food and movement in the corporate culture will result in an overall increase in productivity in your business. A healthy employee performs better, gets sick less, and has better mental health. By establishing healthy habits at home and in the office, you'll be giving the greatest gift you could give. Health can be passed down generation to generation, habitually and epigenetically. Think of the kids. Get a little muscle nepotism going in your DNA, in your genetic line, in your family tree. If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Exercise and nutrition positively impact your ability to earn income. Deep work output per input will be increased, so you'll get more work done in less time. Improving your health metrics cannot hurt your net worth. Longer lifespan, improved health span keeps you performing at a high level and keeps you in the game longer. More time and energy to amass wealth. Peak physical form and mental acuity will make you more capable in your business life. More test, more money. The average person is fat. If you want visible abdominals, you can't do average. You've been lied to. It's not entirely your fault. The food, education, and medical systems have set us up for failure. The problem is not access to information, it's distilling what information is real and what specifically works with your unique biological makeup, desired attributes, and current lifestyle. Humanity's knowledge, technology, and science is growing at an exponential rate. The key is now in the implementation. So look, put on your tinfoil hat. Here's the truth of the matter. Let's get into the state of affairs for health. So a broken system leads to broken bodies. It goes without saying that modern medicine and drug manufacturing are amazing miracles of human ingenuity. So without sounding overly conspiratorial, we must recognize the steep decline in almost every health metric across all of Western society. The standard of care is not up to my standards, and I hate that term with a passion. They just say that, but what does that mean? Who's setting the standard? So 6 in 10 Americans have at least one chronic disease. 4 in 10 have 2 or more chronic diseases. 70% of U.S. deaths are from metabolic-related diseases. And 66% of U.S. adults have at least one prescription medication. And many of those are metabolic. So food is medicine, and unfortunately it's never prescribed as such. So 42% of Americans are obese, 70% are overweight, 48% have high blood pressure. Seed oils make up 20% of their daily calories. 88% of U.S. adults have at least one marker of metabolic dysfunction. That means only 12% of Americans are metabolically healthy. Pretty insane. But it's just every time a European comes to America, they instantly complain about gut issues and they have some immune compromisation that occurs. So there's something in the food in the West. It's killing us. So we have now reached a new pinnacle of humanity where we have problems of abundance. So 50% of adults have high insulin resistance or pre-diabetes. 1 in 3 Americans is sleep deprived, and 60 to 70% of adults show chronic inflammation, and 1 in 9 people over 65 has Alzheimer's. So what's crazy to me is we have excess calories and wealth and abundance in America, but people are simultaneously obese, but also nutrient deprived. So their vitamins and minerals are not in the food, and they're having thousands of calories. So it's a weird balance where we have fat people, but they're not eating enough of the right things. So they're actually double fucked, essentially. Anyways, moving on. So the bottom line, 88% of adults have some metabolic dysfunction. 70% are overweight or obese. 60% of the diet is ultra-processed food, and 50% of adults have pre-diabetes or diabetes. Life expectancy for the first time in human history is dropping, and with the last 10 years spent in poor health. So it went from 77 to 73 years now, and if you were to do the math, at 63, you'd be getting into 10 years of poor health. So you retire at 65, you're already fucked, and then you die unhealthy and alone. But anyways, these stats are all USA based, and I checked America and other Western nations just to cross-reference, and we are all a few data points behind. So we are not doing much better in Canada or any of the other Western nations. So let's identify some conflicts of interest. So working in conjunction with a media and a political system that is co-opted by the same lobbyists has led to a polluted environment and diet. So industries that profit off disease and addiction are the same ones that pay for the research and the studies. So shared alignment has been compromised, and you can argue with me on that one, but your health is your responsibility. No one is coming to save you. So as a society, what we've been doing is clearly not working. You don't need more stats. Just look around. When you hit the beach, do you see six packs or do you see rolls? So we need to normalize sustainable eating. A wildly unhealthy diet has been normalized and a healthy diet demonized. So RFK just switched the food pyramid, but it's not enough because the food is still poison, essentially. So people have been psyoped. Egg yolks are actually a multivitamin and a nutrient bomb, and Lucky Charms are a weak poison. So we have to ignore the food pyramid, the old one. This was written before RFK flipped it, and cholesterol fear-mongering, and anyone who claims one solution. So anyone who says that this is the only way to get fit, they're probably fucking lying. So a diet is bullshit. It's designed to be periodized. We have to find a way to eat healthy forever. So you have to find what meals work with you and your lifestyle, but make them whole foods. So the brain and the body are one. Physical pursuits have somehow been classified as low IQ endeavors, but people fail to draw the logical conclusion that the brain is part of the body, and if the body isn't working well, the brain's cognition will also suffer. You can't separate your mental function from your physical function. They're intrinsically linked. Mental health and physical health work synergistically. Harder to be happy in a sick vessel. So is it the chicken before the egg? Can you fix your mental health through physical health? I'd say it's a lot easier to fix your mind if your body is correct than vice versa. It's hard to fix the body when the vessel is suffering. Sugar is fucking addicting, yes. So processed foods have literally been designed in labs to make them hyper palatable and as addicting as possible. So go 30 to 60 days without any sugar that isn't from fruit or honey, and you watch your cravings disappear. I won't get into the science, but literally you're starving the bacteria in your gut that is sending the message to your brain to get more sugar. So it takes some time. If we can severely mitigate all unnecessary sugar from our diet, we fix a myriad of metabolic and body image issues. It's literally always been sugar. That's the problem. It's not the cholesterol. Cholesterol feeds your hormones, feeds your testosterone. Sugar fucks everything up. So looking at health through the biological evolutionary lens, humanity used to have to hunt, walk everywhere, chop wood, and work the fields to survive. We had biological demands on our system to move and earn nutrients. And modern society and all its luxuries and amenities have made us lose sight of the body's requirements. All of our problems are problems of abundance, too many calories, too much sugar, too accessible, too cheap. We should be moving almost every day or doing something for our body. So my ethos is do something for your body every day, even if that is just simply stretching and resting aggressively, if that makes sense. Like really just chill and focus on recovery. Your modern lifestyle is maladapted for your biological demands. So what I said earlier, just much more articulate. So we sit all day, we drive everywhere, we look down at our phones and up at screens all day. Most of us have terrible posture, and we wonder why we are so prone to injury, chronic pains, general stiffness, and lose our basic mobility. So we need to demand effort from our body to keep it functioning on a high level. If you don't use it, you lose it. Muscle is medicine at any age. You age faster when you stop training. Look at these guys, old and jacked. That's my goal. So why are average people so average? Many people attempt to get in shape and they're still trying. Why do people never seem to achieve the results they want? The answer is that they aren't doing the right things or not enough of the right things. So volume or intensity is lacking. So if you are directionally challenged, that's an easy remedy. If you're already well on the path but aren't evolving, then we need to find out how to increase the volume and intensity to elicit the correct adaptations. There is always one major point of constraint that is keeping people from living up to their wellness potential, food, vices, chronic fatigue, or an undiagnosed nutrient deficiency, or it could be something as obscure as an undiagnosed Lyme disease. It could be anything. So we kind of work as a detective to uncover the puzzle pieces to find out what is keeping you from performing the way you want to. Introducing the hard to kill protocols. So what I have found is the answer is in the combination of athletic endeavors, coupled with the iterative approach of stacking lifestyle habits, aka protocols, that can hold permanence in your life. And so once that flywheel begins compounding your efforts, you get addicted to the process, and my job is complete. So these are some pictures of me being dizzled, and I don't look like that all year, but I look pretty close to that. So I can give you the same protocols to do that. It's pretty crazy. If all humans needed was more information, we would all be billionaires with six packs. What is the solution? I'll give you a hint. It's typically not a lack of information, it's a lack of implementation. Where do you start, and what is the lever that influences the greatest magnitude of change? This is a physiological process disguised as a physical one. The art of the answer is in the quality of the question. So, what is the secret sauce? The 3 ingredients in the Hard to Kill program. The Ninja Core 4, these are the first principles for achieving muscles, mobility, and abilities. Essentially everything revolved around programming the training curriculum. So any movement-based practices is covered in there. The Vitality Blueprint is a collection of health protocols, and it's a top-down structured approach to peak performance. So everything from products to implementing maybe another VA, it's detailed. DNA, genomic panel, everything. The third thing, the life efficiency engine, is lifestyle optimization. So it's outsourcing and finding efficiencies where applicable, and a complete belief system reset. That's where we touch on all the psychological underpinnings that are involved in overhauling your habits. So number 1, the Ninja Core 4. What the fuck is the Ninja Core 4? So it's 4 movement/training modalities that create the flywheel for optimal fitness. It's my ethos for what to train, how, and when, and it took me years of iterations to figure it out. So I went from being a bodybuilder to a struggling martial artist to a skinny yoga runner to figuring out how to program all of the 9 physical adaptations that exist into one weekly split. So first things first, resistance training. That's the foundation for everything. Then you have your cardiovascular endurance, your VO2 max, and any energy expenditure that gets your heart rate up. The third thing is your athletic attributes: speed, vertical, agility, skills, personal hobbies, sports, physical goals. And the fourth thing is your mobility and recovery, aka sleep. So the magic is in the balance. So if you hit the core 4 in a logical combination throughout the week, it inevitably levels up your fitness, overall performance, metabolic health, and most importantly, how you're going to feel. So the old way versus the new way. If you aren't a paid professional, there is no reason to hyper-specialize your training. We need all 9 of the adaptations. You don't want to run 30 kilometers a day. You don't want to only power lift. You don't want to only do yoga. You got to do the Ninja Core 4. So the traditional methods equal traditional results. So traditional, lazy, I consider it lazy, bodybuilding, exclusively practicing yoga or a run club addiction will make you one-dimensional. So overtraining in one dimension will make you more prone to injury. It limits your overall volume of training, and it can simply get boring. So a broader foundation yields a taller tower. By not specializing in one adaptation, we may go slower, but we do go further. The power of compounding. So we lose sight of what is possible in 5-10 years. We hyperfixate on how we feel and look today. So as long as we keep progressing and enjoying the process, you will inevitably see results. Time becomes your ally. A major injury or illness is the reason many never get their health in order. We must avoid long periods off. And I just recovered from a surgery, so I really resonate with that. I wrote that, and I had never had a serious injury, but now I have, and I can say that it really takes you 2 steps back after taking 3 forward. So your top priority in my program is to avoid cataclysmic injury that will multiply your efforts by 0. So we stretch, we strengthen, we take a lot of prehab work in. So the old way is training one-dimensionally, too much of one modality, lift weights, trainer watches, lots of rest, some texting, doom scrolling, boring forms of low-intensity cardio. Stairmaster life sucks. That is the old way. Old results, slow and mediocre progression, overtraining in one modality, lack of enthusiasm and intensity, low efficiency, energy, and quite simply, boring. So the new way, we prioritize for muscles, mobility, and athletic abilities, combining 4 modalities that develop an aesthetic physique and resilient metabolic health. That this diversification of focus increases the overall volume of training while lowering our chances of cataclysmic injury. And if you enjoy the work, you unlock unlimited motivation. So that's why I always press finding that physical passion. And for me, I found martial arts. I hope you find something that you love just as much. So new results, drastically improved physique, long-term commitment to the process, compounded results. Better mobility, a foundation of muscles, stacked skills, lower body fat, and improved cardiovascular endurance. A downstream benefit is improved metabolic health. So getting in shape will automatically resolve a myriad of metabolic issues, which is one of my primary tenets. Fix the vessel, it fixes everything. So moving on, fun and play, highly underrated tools. So you have to identify a sport, physical achievement, or sweaty hobby that you are training for. Something that you don't want to give up doing. Like this 80-year-old man enjoying the pickleball. Man's trending. So the old way, exercise because our doctor, significant other, friend, or our conscience told you. Societal guilt. Old results, dreading the gym, doing things out of obligation and guilt as opposed to desire. No consistency. New way, find a personal why that is greater than the societal pressure to be in shape. Play is extremely underrated as a method to develop discipline and long-term adherence. Do you love pickleball, basketball, calisthenics, MMA? Do competitive stuff with your friends. So why not train to keep doing it as long as possible? Reframe it from I have to I get to. Movement is a blessing, and find yours. New results. You fall in love with the process. The same way you enjoy financial work is the same way you can enjoy your physical work. Making the challenging things enjoyable keeps us coming back for more. Life needs more fun, and training for a purpose that supports play is an elite hack. Exercise feels like work, training feels like achievement. The treasure is in the work we avoid. Without seemingly insane challenges, we eventually quit or take our foot off the gas. So think in years and act today. I want to be that old guy on the playground doing pull-ups. So the old way, training without attempting currently impossible tasks, goals, doing the bare minimum and limiting our belief on what is possible. We defeat ourselves in our mind before we even try. Old results, mediocre results, slower progression that caps out early. Lack of consistency that results in a lack of results, which eventually ends in fully giving up. The new way, we train for peak athleticism, starting where our body is at, but striving to achieve abilities we are currently far away from. Challenge followed by incremental progress makes us look forward to coming back to the training floor for forever. We plan in months, years, and decades. New results, reinforce behavior through progress. We aim for the stars, land on the moon. Consistency is the best indicator of success. You will make insecure people uncomfortable by your physical presence and training intensity. Number 2, the Vitality Blueprint. What is the Vitality Blueprint? So it's a collection of health protocols ranging from precision supplementation, DNA, full spectrum blood tests, to all the way to avoiding environmental poisons like Teflon pans and the water filter. So it's a top-down structured approach to peak performance. The order matters. So we cover your nutrition, recovery, micronutrients, the professional technology, and ancillary products that influence your health and fitness. Blueprint implementation, making the macro changes first. So no one overhauls their entire habit system overnight. It's iterative, it compounds. The old way, we're missing the forest for the trees, so overcomplicating the process and focusing on the wrong things. Settling, good enough is not the goal. Old results, confusion, focusing primarily on weight loss and low-hanging fruit, slower and less overall progress. The new way, simplified methods with clear and immediately actionable changes. The order matters. We identify the levers that will yield the greatest magnitude of positive change, and we pull them first. So we start with removing processed foods and unnecessary alcohol consumption, and ending with water filters, methylation tests, and full spectrum blood and DNA testing. We never stop improving what's in our control, iterating the protocols based on new information. New results. There's genius in simplicity, no room for interpretation, makes it easy to follow. The early results reinforce positive behavior, the details matter. We act on new information as it arrives. We paint the full picture of your health status, can't solve an unknown problem. Information, aka data, grants us a plan of attack. There's almost no added labor to add an extra supplement into your daily regime. We check the boxes off until one day you simply feel amazing. The word diet is bullshit. Don't do anything you can't live with forever. You have to find a way to eat for health the majority of your life. You have to have a system for everything. You have to forge nutritional permanence. Basically, find an eating system and the right foods that you enjoy to eat, and hopefully someone to prepare it for you. So the old way, viewing food selection as a temporary path to a health goal. Diet has become a bastardized word that holds no weight. We do everything for life. No point in losing weight for 6 months for a destination wedding only to gain it back in less than 3 months, which is pretty common. Old results, eating food you don't like until you eat the food you shouldn't. So suffering to lose weight as fast as possible only to gain it back. Repeated failures makes people feel hopeless, and without hope, we quit. The new way, finding whole foods we enjoy that we can eat for the rest of our lives. Creating a system to have our meals created with the least amount of friction. Make them account for 90% of your calorie intake. Whole foods. Customize nutrient options based on your genetic profile. We eat the same foods in different ways. New results, full removal of decision fatigue. Low body fat all year long, increased energy all day. Consistent nutrition equals consistent results. 3, the life efficiency engine, the third and last pillar of the 3. So this is a collaborative creation. So we're going to work together to strategize your way to health, healthy habits, and beliefs. Lifestyle optimization, we outsource everything we can. We develop efficiencies on the training floor. We implement synergies in social and networking life. We do a full belief system reset, and all the mental frameworks I've collected, and I act as your fitness therapist to help you get there. Get to the place mentally that you want to do the work. So we replace bad habits with good habits. We identify the point of constraint. Is it nutrition? Is it training? Is it stress? Is it sleep? Who is and what is hurting your health the most? Bad habits die hard. Cold turkey is challenging. It's easier to replace bad ones with good ones, stack good with good. Instead of Friday night drinks and wings, we go to the boxing gym and then barbecue steaks. Instead of dessert, we have protein milkshakes or yogurt parfaits. Instead of candy, we have fruit. Socialize and sweat. Don't eat BS. Make healthy living reflexive. We all have finite willpower, so we have to try and sustain our units of discipline. We have to carve out the time. So increasing the training volume through task outsourcing and social synergies. Buying your time back is an art. The old way, incomplete instructions, not enough psychological exploration, and schedule engineering. Creative self-rationalization to avoid the work, finding excuses to start next week. Old results, attempting drastic changes all at once, fails to be sustainable, big surprise. Life demands ruin the momentum. New way, we dissect every element of a high achiever's day and we carve out blocks of time to train. We remove as much friction, decision fatigue, and excuses. We recalibrate your belief system in your priorities, outsourcing your food, cleaning, ankle biter tasks, meetings that could be emails. Wherever we can find the time, we're going to find it. So we're maximizing our time in the gym through various complex supersets, mechanical drop sets, facilities that offer multiple modalities, fitness vacations, travel gyms, how to find a good MMA coach. We cover it all. We couple our social and networking life with fitness. It makes it a lot easier to be super fit. Bring your girlfriend to the gym. Bring your family on a hike. So new results. We find efficiencies and synergies that compound over time. Habits that will serve you in your social orbit for the rest of your life. If you can start a training program when you are busy, then you can maintain it and rely on it to help you navigate the chaos of life. When you become extremely fit, you become extremely resilient. You can handle what life throws at you with grace and make calculated decisions. It is easier to be consistent if we are hyper efficient with our time and mix our fitness and social lives. Wellness is trending because health is deteriorating. So bring your business to the spa. They might appreciate a good sweat. So creating new minimum standards. We have to explore the psychological underpinnings surrounding your relationship with health and fitness. The old way, exercise with an end date. Do the bare minimum and eventually reach a destination where you can coast or simply stop challenging the body. There is a final destination full of preconceived limitations on what is possible. Old results, unimpressive physique. Once the minimum passable results are achieved, we slack off. Human nature does the bare minimum, culminating in a life half lived. 1 day missed is a mistake, 2 days missed is a decision. Stole that from James Clear. You have to understand that you have no idea what is possible for you, what you can endure, and what you could be capable of. When the Marines get cut, they always say that guy had 40% left. So the body gives up when you have 40% left. Keep that in mind. So the new way, build a foundation that allows us to maintain an exercise regime that follows us until death. We want to travel to Peru and climb Machu Picchu at 60 plus with relative ease. What's the point of living to 100 if you spend the last 30 years bedridden, taking 20 pills a day? So we compound positive habits and grandiose goal setting over the upcoming decades. Shattering previous mental ceilings. When you reset your minimum standard and belief system, you never go back. You can't unsee it. Once you know what you're capable of, your minimum standard will change forever. New results. Lifelong vitality, cognitive abilities, and sexual function. True freedom is lack of restrictions, removal of physical shackles, and living a full life. Health span over lifespan. This mentality shift grants you prolonged physical success. So, how would your life change with additional testosterone? If you felt like more of a man, if you improved your energy, mental acuity, confidence, your presence, your elite abilities, and your physical functions. Imagine these attributes compounding over the rest of your life. Imagine the increased outputs, the enhanced overall quality of life. All of these attributes are achievable through the Ninja Core 4, the Vitality Blueprint, and the Life Efficiency Engine. You don't know what is possible. A new world of possibilities opened up for my boy Jared, and I'm happy to see him do his thing. He grew his social following. He did everything that his old self was too scared to do. So, Jamie, who the fuck is that guy on the left? Barely recognizable. And then after, new profile pic alert. A man looking good. Got that Laurel Perano custom suit. This is a quote from Luca. I feel like a G. I was like, yeah, I want to feel like a G too, bro. So before, zero martial arts, meathead meal preps, eating out of Tupperwares, depressed, high inflammation, low T, bored with his workouts. After developing his striking skills, he only engages in high T activities, easily maintaining a low body fat, and he's still enjoying the sourdough that he loves. There's many paths to the same destination. So option 1, you can do this on your own, take the information on the internet and get after it, hit up ChatGPT, do what you've been doing. Option 2, compare to other options, find an online or in-person personal fitness coach with their own product. Or option 3, the best idea is work with me. So let me indoctrinate you and build a fit foundation for you to not need me anymore. So I'm confident in my methods. It's time to introduce this program to the world. I think we could all benefit from being harder to kill physically and metabolically. So this is the Jack Ninja Hard to Kill program, making you fit for business, fit for life. So what to expect? Quick overview of what the program's about. So it's lifestyle protocols and training modalities for people who want to do more and be more. Fancy words for I teach you what to eat, what to supplement, what equipment to use, and how to train. So it's 100 to a 365-day digital consultation. It starts with intensive accountability, schedule engineering, environmental screening, DNA tests, blood panels, nutrition, supplementation, training programming, and health tooling optimization. And it ends with drastic changes, new minimum standards, and habits that compound over time. I tell you what to do to stay lean all year, stack skills, bulletproof your metabolic health, and enhance your physical aesthetics. I dissect your day-to-day to customize an approach that will align with your goals, taking into account your geographic location and your current lifestyle habits. We iterate, we pull the levers on the largest order of magnitude changes first, attacking your points of failure in a logical order. The faster you get results, the faster the behavior is reinforced, the faster the changes can begin to compound, the more likely you are to succeed. Giving people the ultimate gift, an elite flesh suit, and all the joys that come with it for life. These are the major tenets that achieve uncommon results. So 1, implementation that forges reinforcement. The order matters. If you get big results early, you're going to be more likely to stick with the program. Day 1, we put automations in motion. Once we pull the lever, we break it down into tasks too small to fail. We send you 2 communications per day, and we are available 24/7, and we respond within 24 hours. We get into hyper optimization, so we carve out the time through efficiencies. We bring diversified training modalities, so a balanced approach to physical intelligence. We select attributes to strive for. We keep it playful and fun. We create lifestyle habits that are sustainable and eternal. We dive deep into goal setting, aiming for the most challenging movements and abilities. We do a full belief system reset, and we raise minimum standards on what is possible. Preemptive Healthcare 101. Become harder to kill both physically and metabolically. Let's get ahead of death. Let's start the Hard to Kill program. So if you are convinced by now that I can help you, now is the time to start investing in your health. You'll never be younger than you are today. The time will pass anyways, so let's start the compounding process today. I know society needs to feel how I feel every day. I keep getting older, but I keep feeling better. It doesn't make sense. So if I could turn health and fitness into a pill, I would. And everyone would buy that fucking pill, just like they bought Ozempic. So the next best thing, though, is the Hard to Kill program. So let's discuss how I can change your life. You got this far. To not go all the way, so let's book the call. Let's start the process. Day 1, we press go. Products are ordered. Vitality blueprint is set in motion. We identify lifestyle efficiencies to initiate. The training program is established based on the client desires. Automations and consultations begin the flywheel to elite health. We are ready. We're ready to change some fucking lives. So yeah, if you are convinced and you don't need anything more, book the call. Jump on a call, an onboarding call with me if you make it past them. Thank you for your precious time. I wish you a future of health, wealth, peace, and fulfillment. May the sun warm your face and soul, and hopefully you make it to Thailand one day and you can live the life that I live. And that's all I got for today. Thank you for your time, and have a good one.